Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Pick Up the Truth. Now, I know there's some folks out there wondering what the hell I'm doing. And I'm sure I have a lot of people confused, but rest assured that the things I'm doing, they're not for my benefit, they're for yours. And I know it's hard for you to see right now because there's many different ways people are being programmed by Bitter Truth, whatever you want to call this Masonic one. And I don't want people to get the wrong idea that I may be competing against this so-called man that's trying to offer truth for free, when actually it's a deception that he's offering us, a way to program us how to think and act. And we'll get into that. But a lot of people think I'm trying to go up against this Mason because he didn't respond to me the way I liked, or with respect, and that's not true at all. What concerned me is he didn't respond to me as a human being, as a real truther seeking truth. And started looking at the way he runs his shows in a repetitive fashion, brainwashing us with various different repetitive things to be programmed to repeat in repetition in our lives. And these things are real, and the way he programs us to think and the way he programs us to be in this world of deception is not truthful. He's deceiving us. He's a gatekeeper meant to deceive us from finding truth, the absolute truth, the truth that sets us free so we can be the people we were created to be, and not the people that are meant to be governed over in any shape or fashion. So yeah, I mean, over the last couple days I've had some disheartening messages left to me by people that have been brainwashed to worship this Mason. And I don't take those messages to heart, and I understand completely why you're saying, the people are saying the things that they're saying, because they can't see the many ways that they're being programmed by this one. And I hope that you'll watch this video with an open mind and try to see the different ways that you're programmed by this Mason. The whole point of learning truth is to be able to break free from what controls and programs our minds. And being enslaved in this Masonic system is no joke. I mean, we're not taking it seriously, and we're just trying to find any excuse to stay in the world we were born to create our lives in. So let's get on with it and See what we can learn from this Mason.
Now, a lot of people familiar with the term when people say their soul, and you hear that from the so-called Hollywood characters, the stars, you understand? The music people, the ones that actually in the spotlight. Now, the term soul is actually real when it comes to the industry, the movie industry, the fame, you understand? That actually 100% real. And a lot of people take it like it's not, it's just a word speaking. You better wake your ass up. They literally sell their soul, meaning they no longer own their soul, you understand? The people take control of them all the way in, you understand? And you hear it all the time. They've been saying it, and you think it's a joke? Let's watch this right here.
So I want you to turn around and face me. Mm-hmm. Close your eyes and come present in your body. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Give yourself permission to know the truth. Mm-hmm. Give yourself permission to know the truth. Mm-hmm. What are you holding on to? My soul. Yes.
You hear that? And of course, you hear this one jump up, yes. Because that's how they do it. Basically mocking on the masses in plain sight. You never get it, people. It is a satanic world, as you can see. That's the sun right there peeping around on the side. That's how they do it. The same thing.
Now, Mag, he's always distracting us with the Masonic signs and symbols in a repetitive fashion. And that's so we can do it in our lives. So we can actually do it in our homes, we can do it at work, we can do it at the stores, we can do it everywhere. We can look at the Masonic signs and symbols and see them everywhere. But these signs and symbols, they keep getting brought up in a repetitive fashion for one reason, and that's just to distract us from all the other things that they have to offer us. Now, Mag, he wants us to believe. Now, any other time with these actors that play their parts on the stage, any other time he wants us to not believe their psyops that are scripted. But this scripted psyop of selling your soul, he wants us to believe. He wants us to believe this one because it's absolute 100% true that you're selling your soul to a fictitious character that somebody made up to manipulate your emotions. Manipulate, control your emotions and your actions. That's what Satan is designed to do. But he keeps leading us back to this fictional character that never has existed. But people keep trying to program your mind to believe in them.
They use for the Medusa, and you need to wake your ass up. A star right there is just a devil work right here. Wake your ass up and listen again, people. The soul is literally, you understand? Wake your ass up.
What are you holding on to? My soul. Yes. Let it come out. Let that come all the way out. Let's tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I sold my soul for what?
And I tell you what, people, it can never cry. Because I told you already, just mocking on the masses. Their soul. But this one right here can never cry because it's proud of it. You understand? It get closer to the devil people who put them on. Give them fame and fortune and have them a spotlight right here so they can lie to the masses and fill their head up with garbage.
Now, Mag wants us to believe that they can really buy and sell our soul to the devil. Come on, for fame and fortune. They made the fame and fortune. They created the fame and fortune. How'd they create it? Well, the fortune was created with the money that they created to enslave us with. and control us with. Why? Because they stole our land and resources, and they force us to use it to buy it back. But now we're expected to somehow relate it back to satanic. Men created these systems to enslave us in, not some fictitious character named Satan.
How about a house, a car, a vacation? What?
A house, a car, a vacation? You think that's how it is, people? Just for a house, a car, or a vacation, they sell their soul? No, they sell their soul for it all, just to model on the real people, just how they do it. You understand? They get to floss around on the regular people, living high and mighty, so-called, but they're nothing but puppets, 100%. Once you sell your soul, bam.
You sell your soul for? I sold my soul.
Now, Mag wants us to feel sorry for these so-called transgendered people that he keeps bringing in front of us in a repetitive fashion. I mean, over and over and over again will he bring these transgendered people in front of us, over and over again, showing us their cultures that they want us to be programmed by, their lifestyles that they want us to be programmed by, the products that they're wearing that he wants us to be programmed by. He keeps bringing their lives into our lives over and over again, repeating the same Masonic signs and symbols, relating everything back to Satan and Satan's people and the Baphomet, when Satan itself is a fictional character created by men to control us in a good and bad way that we judge ourselves and judge each other with. It's nothing but programming for our minds so we can be enslaved to believe it.
To have a life that I wanted, that I never had. Yeah.
And as much as these people gonna come on screen and said, yes, I sell my soul, or talking that sell your soul, they would never tell the masses how they do it. They would never get into details. They would never do that, people. They act like it's just something that's not literal. You understand what I'm saying? They act like they say their soul because they're doing some different shit that they weren't supposed to do. It's bullshit. They literally sell their soul to the devil people that control this earth, that give them fame. That's what.
They know they didn't sell their soul, Mag. That's why they don't go into detail about it. There is no fictitious character named Satan, and there is no Baphomet character. The only Baphomet character they create is the one that they draw on paper, or the ones you see on film. Sure, they create the real life Baphomets with the breasted men and their penises. But that's only because they want to live against natural creation. We are natural creation, and we were all meant to live in the world of truth, which we live opposite of, because it's the only way they can live. If we had the power to actually know that we are the souls in a human body, we are the souls. We can't sell who we are. If we die, they can't harness the energy that brings our bodies life. It's impossible. You can't harness something as powerful as creation itself. It can never be done. The reason why Mag brings these transgenders to us in a repetitive motion is because he wants us to live by the lifestyles they live. He wants us to be programmed by the products they buy. He wants us to consume them and cycle the money that we're enslaved to cycle to this Masonic system. There's no other There's no other reason why he keeps bringing us these transgenders in a repetitive fashion over and over and over again, just to repeat that they're using Masonic signs and symbols. We need to look at the truth about who these people are. These people know what they're doing to us. These people, they convince us to live a life we're enslaved to live, so they can live freely off the earth like it was meant for everyone to live. No one stole their land and no one stole their resources. They don't live by the same money system they enslave us in. They don't. They play their parts on the stage to program our minds so we can continue being enslaved in their system. They don't want to give up control of that. They would have to change the lifestyle, their lifestyle that they've created against natural creation.
You need to know fame and fortune. That's what the devil is about. They're sharing that shit up to take over God, people.
A material life, yeah.
Material life. Mm-hmm.
Let that come out. Come on, you're doing so
And
good.
you can never cry. Got the cross on to represent the devil people. You can never cry. Not a lick of tears coming from this one with the bag of hair.
And let it come all the way out.
Yes, let it
Good. Yeah, let it come out.
People on the mask.
He's always pointing out the cross to represent the devil's people. There is no devil. That's what we have to understand. It makes me sad when my brothers and sisters believe in the devil and Satan, and they divide themselves from the people that they think belong to the devil or have anything to do with Satan or the devil. It breaks my heart because I see them programmed by a very powerful fictional character, and they're only programmed by their faith in it, and their faith was programmed in them. Their faith is in a deception, and they keep believing it.
All fakers, 100%. Yes.
This is a major breakthrough for Miss Cherise, recognizing that she gave up any chance at internal happiness in order to get external validation, and that is never the answer. But today,
And take a look, people. Hollywood characters, they all sell their soul. Don't worry about it. As you could see, the basketball right there is orange for Freemasonry. They put it there for one reason, to show the masses.
she can choose to be different. Be
Now, we're going to go back to that, and hold on a minute. Let's see if I can.
That's not literal. You understand what I'm saying? They act like they say their soul because they're doing some different shit that they wasn't supposed to do. It's bullshit. They're literal. All sell their soul.
Okay,
don't.
right here. Now, Mag, he wants to point out the Freemason signs and symbols on here, but he's purposely forgetting to mention the corporations that label the billboard that were meant to attract women to buy the many millions of merchandise that they program our minds to buy. Earrings, dress, makeup, all kinds of things to buy for your hair, skin, everything, people.
Worry about it. As you could see, the basketball right there is orange for Freemasonry. They put it there for one reason, to show the masses.
she can choose to be different. be different. They both can. The thing that I just don't understand is why both of you can't just do this and let it all go. Because that's ridiculous. Oh, really? It's the thought. That's what you want.
Both of them got the orange thing in their hand to represent Freemasonry. And of course, they can't let it go once the devil get a hold of their soul.
They can't let it go once the devil gets a hold of their soul. Do you see what Mag is doing with these transgenders that play their parts to fool us? He's giving them an out. He's giving them a way out, a way for us not to blame them for what they do to us. Okay? If we were to look at what these transgenders do to us on a daily basis, and we look at how they're trying to portray and pretend like our lives are normal, because they mock our lives and they play out our lives, okay? They inspire us to be who we are, okay? If they're wearing a piece of jewelry, you're programmed to want to wear the same piece of jewelry. If they wear the clothes, you're gonna want to wear something similar. You're programmed to cycle the money they enslave you with. They bring everything to you. They program us through their acting to live the lives we live. They do. Each and every show that they create is scripted to program our minds with something different. A different way of living, a different way of being, something different to buy, something different to be programmed to buy. And another different way to be programmed to live. These transgenders, they get on TV, or not even TV. They play the music they're scripted to play or pretend to play, just so they can get their program message out in the lyrics. This is real, folks. They're really doing this to us. This is the real world they enslave us in. And they play their parts to keep programming us to have faith in this world.
It is. It's what you want more than anything. Is what? Is your identity, your self-respect. Right. Yeah. And what is? But that trade-off is so hard. It's like, if you tell yourself,
you have to search for your identity. That's just bullshit they give the masses. So you have to sell your soul so you can have your identity. Get the fuck out.
All your weight on. If you tell yourself you're hard, switch, you'll fall. You feel like you're gonna fall.
You have to sell your soul to have your identity. Your identity is your soul. You are your soul. Your soul is your emotions. All of your emotions. And they manipulate your soul, and they manipulate your mind with the different ways they program us to be. And that's what these characters do. And we should be mad at these characters instead of giving them a way out. We say, oh, we feel sorry for them because they sold their soul. They didn't sell their soul. You can't sell the energy that brings your body life. You can't sell who you are. They spend their whole life, these same people that want to fool us into thinking that they sold their soul, these same people, they spend their whole life working against humanity to program us to be slaves so they can live off our backs, and we do nothing. And they do horrendous things behind our backs. To our children, yes. To us, yes. the horrendous things they do is enslave us. Yes, they enslave us. They indoctrinate us, and they indoctrinate our children and enslave them for the future. Yes, they're doing this. They know they're doing this. They accepted that role. They accepted they're selling out humanity, and that's us. And while they're selling us out, they program us to live these lives they want us to live. They want us to drink, they make movies about drinking. They want us to do drugs, they make movies about doing drugs. This is how they program us to do these things. And then they call it wicked and satanic. They make it. And we're supposed to believe that these people sell their souls to a fictional character that they control our thoughts and emotions with and our actions? People, you wonder why I'm sad. You wonder why I keep striving for truth. It's because I love my brothers and sisters, and I want them to live freely. I want them to think freely. I don't want them to live in a world of enslavement. But these people, we have to start holding them accountable. Let go of this fictitious God and fictitious Satan. They give us the good and bad to judge ourselves and others with. It's deluding our minds. We're giving them complete control over our emotions when we allow ourselves to believe in these programs. Think of how they're manipulating you. Think of how they're manipulating yourself. I mean, honestly, sit back and ask yourself, how are they manipulating me while I believe in their Satan? Just ask yourself honest questions. And you'll find a lot of different ways. Your anger, they control your emotional anger through Satan, because you blame this fictional character for everything, and you don't put the blame on the people that deserve the blame. These transgenders that the Mason keeps flashing in front of us so we can be programmed by their ways. Yes, we need to wake up.
You were doing the right thing staying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What if you're wrong now? What if it really ain't hard? Just gotta be willing to.
And if you take a look at this one right here, always coming on this own, fooling the dumb masses, just a Oprah programming they give the masses. It's time for you to wake up. All those so-called superstars and the people that you see on top sell their soul. It's not just a word speaking. Bam.
Well, welcome to 700 Club Interactive. Today we're talking about the power of words and how what
you could see the 700, of course, coded for Freemasonry.
you can say can bring encouragement or defeat. Minister, a rapper from Florida, learned that lesson when friends
Minister, a rapper from Florida. Let's listen.
challenged him to confess his allegiance to Satan. No one was ready for his allegiance to Satan.
You hear that, people? Wow, they challenge him to pledge his allegiance to Satan. And watch how he look.
Now, this is a major problem that I have with this Masonic mag that programs our minds. Now, we know as truthers that when we see a church on every block, we know exactly what that church is meant to do. It is meant to program our brothers and sisters' minds with the fictional stories in the Bible of good and evil, good and bad, God and Satan. And in the meantime, they get you to fear this God that supposedly created you, but we know didn't. And they get you to fear this Satan that They get us to believe we're going to hell if we don't live a righteous way. They get us to judge ourselves our whole life, and they get us to judge each other for what they tell us is good and what they tell us is bad. But even as truthers, we want to keep hanging on to these things that program our minds, and in a bad way, not in a good way. But we know these churches are no good. And I mean naturally. Because they cycle the money that enslaves us in this world. How can they do that as something from creation as they claim to be? They cycle the money that enslaves us in this world because our land, the natural land that was created from us, and our natural resources have been taken. We're no longer allowed to claim it as the land that was created for us to live on freely. And we're no longer allowed to claim the food and eat from the land that was created for us freely. These churches, they participate in the Masonic scheme to enslave us and indoctrinate us into the knowledge that makes us the people they want us to be. This book called the Bible. It programs our mind to believe in the unnatural world that they enslave us in. And Mag wants us to continue being enslaved and programmed by the Satan in this book. Release yourself from this Satan. Release yourself from this God, and release yourself from the Bible, and release yourself from Mag. Find who you truly are, and so you can be free in creation, free in natural creation, and not programmed by someone else's ideas of what Masonic truth is.
When you say that, that's how they do it, people. Dumb shit for the masses, just devil teaching.
No one was ready for the power his response would bring, not even him. My name is Minister.
There you go, Minister. Okay, your name is Minister. You're a rapper in the plaid shirt right there for Freemasonry, fooling the dumb masses. Let's listen what this fool got to say.
I grew up on the streets of Tampa Bay, Florida, basically where I'm from.
Yes, I always grew up on the street, Tampa Bay, Florida. Streets. Streets in Tampa Bay, Florida. Okay, all right.
My granddad owned a nightclub on one side of the street, and my dad owned a nightclub on the other side of the street.
Wow.
During my childhood, my mom was addicted to crack, like basically.
Now, why would Mag want to hear what this one has to say when, as a truther, a so-called Masonic truther, he should already know that this one is playing its part to deceive us in many ways on the world stage? I mean, Mag puts these characters in front of us and breaks them down, but does he really break them down? He keeps just pointing out the Masonic signs and symbols around them, Masonic signs and symbols that they may be wearing, or Masonic signs and symbols anywhere, just more distraction from the real truth that these people are doing to us. Okay? This one programs the youth in many ways. It programs them with the styles that he's wearing. Programs us with the jewelry that it's wearing in the ears. Programs us with the many lyrics that it's scripted to brainwash our minds with. But we don't talk about that, and Mag doesn't talk about the many ways that they program us with the lyrics either. But even if he did, it would still be a lifelong distraction of trying to find truth in a world where it wasn't meant for us to find truth. They just want to cycle the money they enslave us with.
Wow, it's bullshit, people. 100% in, and of course, it's a rapper. He's not gonna give you that he come up and a good upbringing. You understand? Yes, even though his dad and his grandfather, so-called, own clubs. Yes, his mom is a crackhead. It's bullshit, people.
Come up with a good upbringing. And Mag considers a good upbringing is owning clubs, promoting drinking. I thought drinking was a sin. I mean, I'm not promoting sin, but this is how men program our minds to believe in sin as satanic when it's actually made by men.
Oh, these fucking rappers is fakers.
Entire childhood, but sometimes when she was offering for binges or whatever, she would attempt to go to the local church and try to get plugged in, but wasn't really like life in that church. It was more religion and tradition.
What the fuck you think is in church? Church is a religion. It's a religion fucking base. That's what you need to know. A place of religion is the church. What you talking about?
The same thing just kept on happening.
Now, Mag doesn't say a bad word about the church like we just discussed. They cycle the money that they enslave us with, and then they program us with the Bible. They brainwash our minds to believe in. He doesn't say any of that, people. He constantly brainwashed us to believe that religion is division, but he feeds our head over and over again with the Baphomet and with the Satan and with the devil, all to program your mind to believe and feed off your emotions so it can consume you.
And it was just repeat pattern. Age 13, I started selling marijuana. Age 17.
And I told you, people, they're full of shit. 100% in. Yes, at age 13, he started to sell marijuana. They're full of shit. All of them is fakers and the masses. Just stereotype bullshit they sell the dumb people.
I ended up catching like 3 strong-arm robbery charges.
Of course, 3 strong-arm robberies. Coded.
I was in and out of jail.
3 strong-arm robberies coded. That's programming the youth's mind to be a thug, to break the laws. And he's not even talking about the laws that restrict us. We're programmed to break the laws that restrict us. These are the ones that program us to do it. Why, people? So the court systems that enslave us, they can continue to cycle us in the system. They keep cycling the money. They enslave us to cycle because they've stole our land and resources.
Juvenile detention centers, house arrest, probation, went to juvenile boot camp, aftercare programs. I just had a lot of, run-ins with them.
All these material items that we get bombarded with every time Mag flosses these transgenders on us. Every time we see these transgender actors playing their part to deceive the masses, we see what they program our minds with, all the bling that he's wearing, the fashions, the lid, the cap, everything.
law.
Just like every other rapper. Just say that right there. Just say, yeah, I take the track record of the rest of the rappers that passed by.
I rapped professionally in 1996. During this time,
Recorded 1996 is 666's.
I was listening to a lot of gangster music, rap music, and I heard the rappers talking about selling their souls.
And yes, and of course, people, almost every single one of them do it. You understand? Almost every single one of them, from Tupac, Biggie, all the way DMX, all of them tell you that they sold out for riches and fame. You understand? They tell you they're not hiding it. You better wake your ass up. And I told you, when they say that, it's literal. It's not a joke.
Now, why would we believe this so-called truther that we know is a Mason? It's impossible for us to sell something that they don't even want us to know we have. Most of us aren't even thinking of ourselves as a soul. Most of us are programmed to think of ourselves as a human body, flesh. All our lives we'll walk around thinking we're flesh, and we'll be programmed to serve this flesh. We'll be programmed to buy the many things for this flesh that they tell us to buy for. And yes, it's all to cycle the money they enslave us with. Yeah, but these are these people that he brings up in repetition to us. And he doesn't have to, because a teacher would not do that unless it just has an agenda. We could learn so many things from these people who live off of our backs. We can learn the many ways they program us to live our lives through their shows. Or we could just realize that they're part of the deception and stop watching TV altogether. Stop idolizing these people altogether, because that's what they want. Stop paying attention to these people. Don't let them in your mind. Don't let them affect who you are. Manipulate your thoughts. Program your thoughts. Don't let them program your thoughts. Don't let them manipulate your actions. Don't let them cycle the money from you that they enslave you with, because that's real. And these are real ways we can stop being manipulated and stop feeding this system that enslaves us. And that's real, people. That's real shit. That's real shit we're not paying attention to because we want to live the comfortable life they programmed us to live. But you're not paying attention that you're a slave in it. You're not paying attention that it's not really your own actions when you get up there and start having real hatred for this fictional character called Satan. And you start blaming them for everything. And you take the blame off the people who really need to have the blame put on them. These so-called people that are selling their souls that aren't really selling their souls. It's just another psyop for our minds so that we won't blame them for what they're really doing to us.
They do sign their name in blood over to the devil. Of course, entertainment is devil work.
I heard this one individual talking about how he was talking back and forth to the devil, and the devil was propositioning him to sell his soul.
Yes, but all you think they do that? All you think the devil come in a form of some type of spirit in the air? No, it's actual people. That's what you need to know. It's actually people persuading them to sell out. That's what it is, no doubt about it.
Exchange for fortune and fame. I got my first record deal in 90.
It's actual people, according to this Mason, persuading them to sell out. Sell out to the devil, a fictional character that we've never seen before in our lifetime, unless it's been brought to us by Hollywood, or it's been brought to us by a comic book, or a drawing or CGI or whatever, any other unnatural way they can create this fictional character. But it doesn't matter. Satan doesn't exist. And we need to stop looking for a religious solution. We need to stop looking for a religious answer. Creation and truth just exist and just are. That's who we are. Now, if you know you're a soul and you were created from what created all, and that energy brings your human vessel life so you can exist on the land that was created for you, then you have significant power. And you're not going to allow yourself to be brainwashed or enslaved. You're going to take truth seriously, and you're going to look at it with an open mind, and you're not going to run from it, but you're going to want to embrace it, because it's your freedom you're talking about. Your freedom. Your mental freedom and your physical freedom. This is your freedom, no one else's. But if you settle to live in a world that enslaves you, you will never be able to experience the freedom I speak of. And that's what makes me sad. And that's why I keep doing what I do. Because it's not really a personal choice if you're already enslaved. You never had the choice to be free. We have a unique opportunity in front of us right now to know what it's like to be free, to be able to taste freedom, to be able to get a glimpse of who we're naturally meant to be, the freedom to know who we are as a soul and know who we are as a body, and have strength in both, and have the desire to stop being enslaved and help others to stop as well, so we can live freely and not have to talk about these actors who program us to live in this unnatural world that they program our minds in.
My roommate was selling crack, and I was smoking weed sun up to sundown. Alcoholic at the time, eating ecstasy. I mean, the drugs I was addicted. It was just a party lifestyle.
See, here he is selling the entire youth and everybody listening, and Mag is part of it, programming the people's mind to believe in all of this stuff it just mentioned, with the drugs, the ecstasy, and the liquor, and the party lifestyle, and everything. They're promoting death, depopulation, cycling the money they enslave us with. It's all real. But we can't continue to blame it on a fictional character called Satan. We can't pretend to blame it on a fictional religion that only exists on paper to brainwash our minds, to judge each other.
24/7. One night I was in my home studio recording with a bunch of people that I know, a lot of my friends. It had to be like 8 to 10 people in the studio this night, and it was just weird to me. I just knew something.
8, 10, 18 for your 3 6s. That's how they do it.
Felt different. And I had heard some of my friends saying the same thing that I heard some of these rappers saying. in some of the songs that I was.
Oh, you heard your friend say, who is your fucking friend? You're talking about the ones that are around you now that you start rapping, so-called? Get the fuck out of here. Let's pay attention, people. See who persuading him to sell his soul if it's his friends.
Literally rapping on.
Now here we go. Mag is promoting you to get caught up in this one's lifestyle, this one's life. He's promoting you to store the memories in your mind, your mind of this one's life. This one's life is meant to program you. Why is Mag engaging in this intentional brainwash?
With them, they were saying that they were selling their souls as well. But, you know, being lost, you just think it's a lot of wordplay. I didn't realize that.
Oh, you think it's a lot of wordplay. The same thing with the damn people that listen to the music and hear those rappers tell you straight up that they sell their soul. They think it's just wordplay. Who want a wordplay saying that they sold out to the devil to get what they got, so-called? Get out of here.
Literally selling their souls.
Yes, they
And
literally.
You just think it's a lot of wordplay. I didn't realize that they were literally selling their souls.
Yeah, what he said, they was literally selling their soul. You understand? The other rappers that are around him, he called his friends. You hear that?
And it came down to it that demonic spirits actually began to speak through some of my friends. One dude actually.
You hear that? The spirit, the devil spirit basically speaking to his friends to try to get him to sell out. Listen to him.
Came up and had a wad full of money and said, man, don't you want to make all this money?
Wow.
And so it would go from person to person, like sitting around, like a devil would begin to just speak through each person, telling me.
Yeah, what he telling you, the devil speaking to each person is bullshit. The peoples that you see right there that come to so-called get him to sell out, you gotta understand they're working for the devil himself that control the music industry. You can never get to win all the way to make it as a rapper, so-called, unless you signed up with them. Sell your soul to the damn devil.
In order for me to take my career to the next level, I would.
These people know there's no devil, there's no Satan. Do you see the way they're looking at you and they're telling you this story? Do you see fear in their eyes? Do you see any of that? If they actually believed in the devil, do you think he could just sit there calmly and tell you this story without any fear whatsoever in his heart? Oh, come on, people, no. We can see right through this, and Mag buys into it hook, line, and sinker, and he expects you to buy into it as well. But he does try to nitpick and say that small parts of it aren't true. So how's he going to claim that he's not even showing how he knows whether parts of it is true and parts of it is not? Well, I can just tell you the whole thing is meant to program your mind, and why Mag continuously brings these people to us and just over and over and over again in repetition, and just breaks it down and shows us the Masonic signs and symbols, and doesn't really get into the meat and potatoes of how these guys program us in our lives with their movies, with their music, with their fashions, with their cultures, with their party lifestyle of drugs and drinking and all of that. All of that.
Literally have to give myself over, bow down and worship Satan.
You hear that? Literally, people. You gotta literally sell out, bow down and praise Satan. You understand? That's what they do. That's what they see them do with those so-called.
Now, this one doesn't even tell us that he has to bow down to Satan in an emotional way, and Mag is just flat out buying it, and he's asking you to buy it too. Believe in this fictional character. This one told you that they have to sell out and bow down and pray to this. Okay.
annual shit that they got, awards and everything. That's what they're doing. It's time to send out the thank you to the devil people. That's what they do, people. Every time you see they have a Grammy Award, that's what they do for the music. You see they have an Emmy Award.
It's time to sell out to the devil people. The devil people. The people who worship the devil. The devil that's just a fictional character. How can we believe in this? Mag shows us video after video after video debunking psyops all the time. But he brings us this bullshit and asks us to believe it with no proof. Is that a truther?
That's what they do for the movie, folks. You understand? And you hear them come up and say, thank God. What God wanted to rap about killing people? The real almighty creator? I don't think so. It's bullshit, people. All of them people that you see in stardom, yes, they always say they're thanking God, but for who? Who's God they thanking? And for what? So God put them to play ball on you? God put them here to do music for you? You better wake your ass up. It's 100% devil work.
First of all, I was scared, but I knew if this was happening, Satan was real. I knew that Jesus was real. I knew that God was real.
Of course, you know that all that shit is real. Of course, you know. Fooling the dumb masses, and I told you people, once they sell out, they can come and tell you, oh, we sell out, but I come around. No, once you sell out, you sell out. You can't sell out and come back around. And what is really fame and fortune? Let's get into it and hear it from the horse's mouth. Let's go.
Happy, okay.
You see this Lady Gaga right here? This one basically tell you the whole story a lot of times, different clips, as you could see the diamond up top right there for Freemasonry. But this one right here, Lady Gaga, this one ain't hiding it right here. And I'm gonna leak a lot of shit right here with a few words.
Okay, so Stephanie Gaga, hybrid person.
Hybrid person, because I told you people.
Now, do you see it almost laughing when it says that? This one is programmed to... This one This one knows it's an actor that acts to play its part, to program our minds. It almost laughed as it said that line. And man can't see that. But he constantly brings us these actors that play their parts so they can continue living off of our backs. So we can believe in the world that we're enslaved in.
These characters that they bring to you is different from regular beings. This is a man dressed up in a woman's suit. Don't doubt me, I tell you, they're all fakers.
Now, repetitiously, a man dressed in a woman's suit. A man dressed in a woman's suit. We know this already. We know. And it's not really relevant at this point. I mean, what's more relevant? How they program us to live in the world they enslave us in? And how we can learn the different ways so we can break free of it and stay away from it? Or maybe even get away from this unnatural world altogether and try to learn to live in a more natural, truthful world? But no, we have to continuously have these people that are clearly against humanity, clearly program our minds to believe in the world we're enslaved in. But yet, they're always being brought in front of us by Mag. so we can continue buying their products, continue talking about them. I mean, every time he brings out these videos of the transgenders, what usually happens in the comment section? People talk about how these transgenders are in their lives. They talk about how they're fooling the people, and they say the same things over and over again. They're not really learning about the different ways they do program your mind. They're not really learning about the different products they're programming your mind to consume or to buy, to cycle the money that they enslave us with. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that because MAG wants us to still be consumed by that world that we're meant to be consumed by.
100%.
Why are you unhappy? Why is it that you want to quit music?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking like, oh, that sitcom's coming. Like that sitcom, it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got it, I mean, I wouldn't say it was a depression, but you kind of go through a disappointment.
Because what? Because you never actually work for that role. You understand, people? He was chosen for the role by the peoples who they sold their soul to. You understand? That's why I try to tell you, once you see a movie with some guy in it or somebody playing it, don't let them tell you the movie was made for somebody else to play and this person end up playing. This bullshit 100% by design.
That fame or that thing didn't satisfy the way you thought it was going to satisfy.
I had bought into the not uncommon notion that when I taste success, when I get over there, then I'll be happy.
Over there, then you're gonna be happy. Wrong again.
But the strangest thing happened. As the show got more successful, I got more depressed.
Awful. It would be good to be
And take a look at this sodomite right here. Bam, Russell Brand. And I told you, man, he's just a sodomite. And you can tell, watch the two orange thing right there to make the lampshade. You see it? Orange pillows right there. Freemasonry. But this one right here, Russell Brand, a fucking comedian that I can't believe it, people know. He sound like some kind of philosopher, some truth teller. And people actually watching him on YouTube. You know why? Design.
That fame or that thing didn't satisfy the way you thought it was going to satisfy.
I had bought into the not uncommon notion that when I taste success, when I get over there, then I'll be happy.
Over there, then you're gonna be.
See, here's how they try to program your mind when you taste success. You're never gonna taste success in the world that was meant to enslave you. Okay? Your job, your career, it doesn't matter if you're going to love it or hate it. You're not meant to have it. The only reason you're enslaved to have that position is because they've stole the land and they stole the resources and they force you to work for the money they created.
Happy. Wrong again.
But the strangest thing happened. As the show got more successful, I got more depressed.
awful. It would be good to be
And take a look at this sodomite right here. Bam, Russell Brand. And I told you, man, he's just a sodomite. And you can tell, watch the two orange thing right there to make the lampshade. You see it? Orange pillows right there. Freemasonry. But this one right here, Russell Brand, a fucking comedian that I can't believe it, people know. He sound like some kind of philosopher, some truth teller, and people actually watching him on YouTube.
Look at the orange pillars he's pointing out, trying to distract us with more signs and symbols. But these actors that he can't believe, these comedians he can't believe it's a truth teller now. No, it's whatever they want it to be, because these people, they don't work for the money that we're enslaved to work for. Their job is to program us to believe in the world that we're enslaved in, so they can continue to live freely off of our backs. Their souls are not being sold because they know that that's impossible. they know there's no one to sell it to.
You know why? YouTube push him on everybody feed, every single person. So this one can get a lot of views and sell the dumb shit that they have him playing for now. This is what he doing now, so-called brainwashing the people.
See, the many ways it's meant to program our minds: comedian, actor, author, and activist, and now truth teller.
Famous. It would be good to be the opposite of this. It would be good to have stuff. It'd be good to have money. It'd be good to be invited to the party. Well, I've been invited. I've been in. We're having this chat in a private Swish members club in East London. It's super cool. There's their brick walls. Everyone's double good looking. But I've been inside now.
You see how it programmed your mind real fast with all the things that it wanted you to consider as normal in your life, when it's actually really a way that it programs us to live? Very, very, very cunning on these Masons' part. If you're not listening, it can go by. And if you're being distracted by Masonic signs and symbols, you may miss it.
Seeing the other side of the looking glass, it ain't fucking worth it. It's not good.
It ain't worth it. That's how they do it, people. And I tell you, the reason why they tell you these people is rich, make them famous, give them a voice, give them a platform, so all the youths can pay attention to them. You understand? They're just here to brainwash you, kind of convincing you that maybe you can get where he at, but you already know you can't unless you sell your damn soul. So what they do, use them for brainwash. That's all they do. Brainwash the people.
Don't feed your soul. I still feel empty inside. I had everything a man could want.
Watch this Eric Clapton right here that I don't break down and show you him. He used the one eye symbol and everything for his logo. He can't fool everybody. That's all you need to know.
I was a millionaire. I had beautiful women in my life. I had cars, a house, an incredible, a solid gold career, and a future. And yet on the
career is just an illusion. That's what you need to know, people. The career is there to fool the dumb folks. He never write one song. So how would he get a career? Got no fucking talent. Is just a puppet. They put him on, they give him the material, have him capture the mind of the people.
This one never had to work for money. It spent its whole life programming my generation, the generation before mine, and the generation after mine, with all the lyrics that they were scripted to recite and program our minds with. They never had to worry about working for the money that enslaves us. That's only for us to believe in. And they want us to believe they did. And they want us to believe that they found success in a world that was never meant for us to find success in. And even if you do find small successes in your life, it's only placed there to get you to believe in the world that enslaves you. Money was always designed for you to cycle because they stole the land and resources that were naturally created for us. There's no way to get around that. That's truth.
People. Then he can get to put the brainwash on you that the government give him on a script.
basis, I wanted to commit suicide.
As a people, we made it.
All of them basically gonna sell you suicide. They on drugs, they on alcohol, they on all type of shit. Watch this John Lennon right here. Wow, I told you, people. All satanic puppet they give you.
And there was nothing to do. We had money, we had fame, and there was no joy.
The media told
They got money and fame, but they got no joy. Because there ain't no joy in selling your soul, you understand? And if you're dumb, you're never gonna get it. Earthly riches is what the devil used to catch man.
And if you're dumb, there you go. This Mason's dividing us again. On who's dumb and who's smart. Let's see, who gave us the programming of dumb and smart? I'd say the Masons did. Why? To divide us? To judge one another by? Both Masonic things, I believe. Mag is teaching us.
And on earth, you understand? Earthly riches, because when you die, you can't take none of that with you. Not even the suit on your back gonna rotten off. You understand me? So you understand that you can't take no earthly values with you when you pass away. So I'm telling you that they brainwash the masses to believe that the earthly values is everything. Yes, it's everything on earth. That's all it is, people. Just material gonna take you nowhere. You understand me?
Now, Mag wants you to believe that all the material items are nothing but earthly possessions. You know, it's no big deal. But actually, it is a big deal. The truth of all these earthly possessions, they program us to buy because they created all of these things. Why? So they could cycle the money that they enslave us with. So they can continue to make us their slaves in a never-ending cycle. And they program us to buy these material items in plenty. It has nothing to do with Satan. It's to keep us slaves in the world they enslave us in.
And of course, this is what they so-called sell their soul for right here.
Every day, and it's telling you every day what it is to be successful. So you've got MTV Cribs, you've got billionaires.
Yes, and I told you that's the reason why they do the cribs. The cribs don't belong to them. 2 months after that, or 2 years after that, they told you that that person lose their home. That's how they do it, the MTV crib. But I tell you, all they do is show off on the masses. Hopefully you can go and think about it. Have it in your mind that these people right here is doing so good, and that's where you want to be. Sell you that dream. It's nothing but fake repeat.
In front of your face, you have these extrinsic, external goals that will say, oh, Tom Shadyac has arrived. He has the right house, the right car, he flies privately. And when I got there, it was...
Sell you that dream. Now think about that. I mean, Mag is supposed to know truth. I mean, as many videos as he's broken down with the Masons, he would know the truth about how we're really enslaved in the world that programs us, right? I mean, the money itself, was only given to us because they stole the land and resources from us. There's no other reason why. We were doing just fine before that, living on our own, not being restricted by their systems that enslave us. But here we are. We've allowed them to steal the land and the resources so we can continue to cycle the money that we're enslaved to cycle. There's nothing demonic. It's all man-made and intentional.
It's empty.
I was successful in the music business. I was successful.
Watch this fucker right here. What is this we're looking at right here? Wow. Are you kidding me, people? Wow, Alexi, look at the neck. It's an Adam's apple in it. And look at the chin. Wow, drag on.
Modeling in television.
Always pointing out whether it's a man or a woman in drag, whatever. We know that these people are horrible. We know they're against natural creation. We don't need to have it pointed out to us all the time. I mean, in real life, people, do we go up and look at people in our lives, no matter where we are, and wonder if they're really a man or really a woman? Well, now we might, because we're always programmed to look for it in repetition from Mag Bitter Truth. But before you knew about Mag Bitter Truth and his repetitious drag hunting and the way he programs us to hunt for these drags instead of looking at how we're being enslaved truthfully. Yes, he programmed us to look for these drags in our life, but before then, we never did. We need to stop being distracted by this and look for truth. Look for the ways they deceive us. Not to repetitiously keep making videos on it, but to point it out as deception so we can learn from it.
Real estate. So I made all this money and I had all this success.
Baphomet is just a Baphomet right here, people, in plain sight. And I told you, these are the ones they get to eat out the pot.
Here it is. Here he keeps referring to these drag men as Baphomet. We know they have breasts and we know they have penises. We know they're an unnatural abomination to creation itself. But a Baphomet doesn't exist in nature. Never has, never will. And it's a fictional character created by men. And we shouldn't take that as truth.
You understand me? Don't doubt when I tell you.
Here I was going, okay, I still don't feel any different.
We are told that if we're beautiful, if we're skinny, if we're successful, famous, if we fit in, if everyone loves us, that we'll be happy. But that's not entirely true.
I don't like wasting my time spending days just shaking people's hands and smiling, taking selfies.
Yes, of course.
How about discussing how these drag men actually play their parts to deceive real women in our lives so they can buy the products that they program them to buy, so they can play on their emotions like they're scripted to do. They play on our emotions. They get us to follow their scripted life. They get us to consume their life that programs our minds into our memory. I know people that consume television shows after television shows. And they bring them up at a later time and they retain this information, this information that was meant to program them to be the people that they are, to consume the products that they do, to buy the things that they were programmed to buy, to cycle the money that they enslave them with. This is not a joke. Real shit in our real life that we really need to learn from, so we can stop feeding this system. The system that Mag wants to program us to believe is the beast system. It's a man-made system designed to cycle the money that they enslave us with, they control us with. Why? Because they stole our land. It always goes back to that, right? It'll always go back to that. You want to know truth? It'll always go back to that. And you want to know real freedom? Look at the animals that live in freedom. Look at the animals that aren't controlled by a position they're enslaved to have. They don't have to work in an unnatural system for the food that was naturally created for them on the land that was naturally meant for them to live on. You see them every day in your life. You see the animals. You marvel at the animals that have so much freedom, so much more than you, to be able to celebrate their life, to be able to freely go wake up when the sun comes up, so they can go scavenge for food freely anywhere they desire, because All the land was created for them. The only thing they need to worry about is the instincts that they were born to have. The natural instincts to be able to live from the earth that was created for them. Somehow we've lost that because we allow ourselves to be programmed by Masons and their lifestyle.
Don't like to waste time shaking people's hands and smiling because it is a front. The whole thing is a front, people. Why you let them brainwash you still and it come from their mouth that they're just fronting? Why would you see this one somewhere signing books or signing record or signing shit? Why would you go there? This one just tell you right here that they don't want to be there. It's just a fucking front they put on so the people can love them.
Feels shallow to my existence. I have a lot more.
See, this one is only trying to program you to believe that it works in the world that you work in. To believe that the life that you struggle in is the same life they struggle in. It's not. Okay? Mag believes the first one that says they sell their soul, but doesn't believe this one? Okay. Can't have your cake and eat it too. None of these people have truth to tell us. But this Mason wants to confuse us.
Or to offer them
Yeah,
an
right.
image.
Like what? Like what else you got to offer? Get the fuck out of here.
I don't like being used to make people money.
Wow. You hear that? Don't like to use to make people money. So that's what I try to tell you people. Why? They front these one up and tell you that these are the one gonna make the money when you buy the records.
Now, it doesn't like being used by money, and Mag doesn't see anything about that that's strange. Well, we know what money is, right? Money is what they force us to be enslaved with because they stole the land and resources from us, right? Of course, no one likes to be used for money because money is unnatural. But this one wants you to believe that the corporations that it works for, does its bidding for, is forcing it to do something against its will. It has no creativity. When this one has all the creativity it was ever afforded to program your mind so it can live off your back.
100% lie. That's what I tell you. Puppets right here they put in front of you. Yes, it's famous and everything, but it make the money for the fucking elite. Keep you in mental slavery.
I feel sad when I'm overworked and that I just...
Overwork. You understand? Not by choice. You understand? It already sold out. You got no control. That's
This Masonic Mag wants you to believe that that transgendered Mason is overworked. Now, do we know what work is as truthers? Yes, it's enslavement. Do we think this Masonic one is enslaved in Hollywood? No, we don't. Why? Because it's playing its part to deceive us in the world, to believe in the world we're enslaved in. But Mag believes this one's overworked. Mag believes that being overworked is normal. That's not truth, Mag.
what you need to know. Got anglers and everything.
Become a money-making machine, and that my passion and my creativity take a
for the elite.
backseat. That makes me unhappy. That makes me unhappy.
Hold on.
And that I just become a...
Mag said this one's a money-making machine for the elite. So now the elite, so-called, the ones that control us, which, yes, they do. But they don't need money. Why would they need money? They created money to enslave us with because they stole our land and resources.
money-making machine, and that my passion and my creativity take a backseat. That makes
that my passion and my creativity take a back seat. What I don't tell you, people, the music that come from Lady Gaga, you will never hear it. The ones that Lady Gaga come up with, just like how Prince tell you, he got a vault full of his records, his music. Why? The music that you hear on the record is not them wrote it. They don't write one song that you hear hit the mainstream. You understand? It's the mainstream people music. It don't belong to these folks. This one said the career and the passion of to take a back seat, even though he's still singing, it's not her music, so-called. You understand? And of course, the music that the elite give them is just programming for the dumb masses.
Happy. If you are looking for fame to
Look at this man drag right here, Cameron Diaz. Wow. Drag on.
define you, then you will never be happy, and you will always be searching for happiness.
And of course, they sell you this happiness shit that you're supposed to be searching for, people. Wow. Wow, you're searching for a mood? Happiness is just a mood. It's not something that just constantly there with you. You understand? It's like a roller coaster. Up, down, up, down. You understand? If you only get happy, or only be happy the whole life, you...
Mag's talking about happiness. How are any of us going to be happy in a world that programs us to be a slave? Oh, man. Mag, what is happening here? Happiness is something that happens every once in a while. Let me tell you something. We'd feel happiness a lot more if we weren't enslaved in the world we were born in. How about if we were born in a world of truth, where people were truthful with each other and weren't trying to program and brainwash somebody's mind? How often do you think we'd run around and being happy? Well, probably quite often, because we'd actually be living truthfully, helping one another and loving each other like we're supposed to. We would know nothing about these transgenders. We would know nothing about the abomination. We would know nothing about the world that enslaves us. We would know nothing about the positions that we're enslaved in. And we would know nothing about all the things they program us to be. We would naturally be who we were created to be. And people, we can still be. We can still be if we're not distracted by what Mag gives us. And we can honestly start looking at how truth can help us in our lives, and how it can break down these man-made things that control us on a daily basis. For real. That's truth. If you guys want to back away and take a break from me and just continue living in the world you're enslaved in, and just to keep being programmed by different things on a daily basis, have at it, guys. Have at it. But I'm always gonna be here fighting for you, alone if I have to, by myself, or with the few that actually believe in truth, actually want to seek truth, actually want to try to apply truth to their lives so they can have a better life, not only for themselves but for their friends and their family.
Wouldn't be a normal person. You're just happy every day. Get out of here. People go through shit in life, and of course there's happiness is a hoax. You understand? They sell you it like if you marry this person, you're gonna be happy for the rest of your life.
Mag said normal life is where you're married and you have a job and you make money. That's what Mag is telling us. That is not truth. That is the world we were programmed to be enslaved in. How is that normal? This is a Mason trying to program us to think that these things are normal. As truthers, can we sit back and honestly say that these things are normal? The money that they enslave us with all our lives, to be controlled by that, just because some somebody thought it was a good idea to steal our land and resources and sell it back to us with this paper, fictitious shit that we're enslaved to work for all our lives in positions that they invented for us. That's normal. This is normal. Tell me, Mason, this is a normal life? And marriage, is that something that happens in nature? Or is that corporations establishing a program for us to follow so they can cycle the money that they enslave us with, so we can share our love? So we can share our love? So we can sign a contract that's meaningless in a system that enslaves us? So we can bond with someone we love in a world that is controlled by money and material items? That's love? This is the way we're programmed to live our lives? Get married in a church, sign a contract, and if you break that contract, half of your material items and the money you're enslaved with goes to the person you signed the contract with? That's love? No. That's the world we're programmed to be enslaved in. This is not normal. And for a truther to come and tell us it's normal, it's nothing but lies.
If you got this job, you're going to be live happy forever after? No, it's bullshit. Happiness is a damn hoax. Just a feeling you get from time to time. Are you kidding me? Come on.
We'll never find it in fame. I was surrounded by all this wealth and all this fame and all this power.
Yeah,
and yet
power is a Baphomet. You see that?
they were all miserable, and I had never been more.
Power is the Baphomet? Maybe fame is the power, Mag. Huh? But you won't say that, right? Because fame is something your Masonic buddies created to divide themselves from other people that are below them, right? But it's okay. It's okay for that division to exist. We can talk about the power of the fictitious Baphomet, but the fame is not worthy of talking about the ways fame divides us.
Miserable. I thought that all would be helped and healed and soothed.
Look at this right here with this Oprah right here. I told you people, all of them in on it to fool the dumb masses. They say you that the fame and fortune is everything, your American dream and everything else. And there they go, gonna laugh in your face right now. Yes, it's killing them because they sold their soul.
By fame, because when I get famous, then I will.
Fame and fortune is everything in the American dream. Mag is trying to program us in so many different things. The American dream. Let's break that down, shall we, real quick. What is the American dream? Well, what we know of the title of American is it divides us. And it was meant to divide us from other brothers and sisters in other countries that call themselves other names. That's division that Mag promotes. American dream. What is that American dream? To search for the money that they enslave us with? Oh, okay. Well, what's the flip side of the American dream? Let's talk about the name they divide us with as an American. Okay, so on the other side of the American dream, we have our boys and girls program to enter into war of the Masons' choices. so they can go over to the other lands where the other people are programmed to be called by different nationalities, so we can kill them for that difference. Okay? That's the kind of truth Mag wants you to put your faith in, to believe in, to label yourself as an American or in wherever, whatever country you were born in, label yourself as that. So you can be divided at any time to kill your brother and sister in another land.
Will be less lonely, and I will be understood, and I will be loved, and that love will go in and heal any of the broken parts. And then I came to see that it was actually quite isolating.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Mm-hmm.
Alanis Moore said, okay, another person put on the stage to program our minds to believe in the world we're programmed in. And she has many ways, he or she, whatever it is, whatever it is.
The most important journey I think all of us will go through is the journey in ourselves, to find our truth, to find who we are and what makes us happy.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Nothing but dumb shit, and I told you, you can't take no advice from somebody whose soul is soul. Who is this fucking information coming from? It's not the person that you see sitting right there. You understand? That's why they give them a script. You better wake your ass up. Once you sell your soul, you have no control of your own life. Bam.
I was young. I thought that success was all I needed. That's what was going to bring the happiness.
Once you sell your soul, you have no control of your own life. That's bullshit, because you cannot control your soul. You cannot control the energy you're not able to harness and they're not able to harness. It's impossible. Your natural energy of who you are cycles after your body perishes. It continues. It's not going to be trapped or enslaved by any man or woman or any device that's unnatural. It's not possible. It's too powerful.
Buying my mama a house, being the fame, the accolades, having people say, yo, you are the best in the game. I thought those were...
By the way, just in case you're dumb, this J. Cole right here is a big old sellout on the masses. That's what you need to know. Can't rap a lick. You hear me? Can't rap for shit. But of course it's on. Late night show and everything. You believe that? You better wake your ass up. They got no talent. No talent at all. Their soul is soul.
Can't rap for shit. Why should we be paying attention to rappers? We know as truthers what rappers are. We know as truthers what music are. They program our minds with the ways they want us to be, with the ways they want us to live, with the things they want us to buy, with the money they want us to cycle for the rest of our lives.
To model on the damn people. Come on.
The things that would bring happiness. And then when those things came, the happiness wasn't there. And I realized...
What the fuck is you selling the masses? That's real happiness? Get out of here.
Yeah, it was. There was such an...
What the fuck is this one selling the masses? Well, let's look. Let's not be consumed by the Masonic signs and symbols that the Masonic Mason, the Mag Mason, wants us to be consumed by. Well, what this one wants us to believe in is all the buildings behind it. It wants us to believe that this is our regular life, our normal life. In the unnatural cities they program us to be enslaved in. This is what they're telling us. And this is what we fail to recognize, because we're being duped by Mag the Mason with the distractions of signs and symbols. We know this is a Masonic construct. Quit distracting us with the bullshit. You have nothing else to offer. If you're going to go into detail of how they use these specific codes to communicate with each other, it would make more sense. But even that is a distraction. because it will distract you for an entire lifetime to be able to try to decipher how they communicate with each other in Masonic signs and symbols. Forget the distraction. Don't be programmed by the Mason.
Attempt to achieve these things and to keep going, that you lose sight of the people and the blessings that you have around you. You're so focused on the next success, the next step in your career, the next check, whatever it is, and you forget the fact that you have these things that seem small. If
you see, he's training his eyes so he can see the fucking script that they got for him. That's what I tell you. Once you sell your soul, your mind don't work no more. You understand? That's why the Lady Gaga tell you the career and everything take a back seat, even though it's still singing, because it's not her music.
in that way, but if you look this way, you realize that
Mag's telling you the career and everything takes a back seat, but the career is your enslaved position. Why don't you say the truth? Why don't you be honest with people? Offer truthful information that can really help them in their life. If you tell them that their career, their job, their position, no matter what it is enslavement, then they can see it as that. And they cannot be consumed by it. They can just clock in. Realize that they're there for one reason. And it's to make the money that they're enslaved to cycle until they decide to break away from it and just get sick of it. But we're not even being offered that information by Mag. But we'll talk about it.
the only thing that matters, that's your mother, that's your family, that's love.
What was it like growing up in Grays? Talk a bit about your family. I'm from Grays in Essex. Grays is as it sounds. I didn't like it. I didn't feel like I fitted in. And the only way that it seemed possible that I would be happy seemed to be this kind of acquisitive, individualistic.
And then, hold on, people. Now, this Russell Brand right here, if you take a good look at him, you don't want no brow ridge. You see the forehead? This right here is a big old bulldogger they got on the masses. That's what you need to know. Wake your ass up. This is a man? No. This is a 100% transgender person right here, a Decepticon. 100% they call Russell Brand. And I told you, also sell his soul out for riches and fame so he can dance around on the masses. Catch me on the run. I'm gone.
We're out, people.